Welcome to another video. In this video we will briefly discuss how not to use Artstation. I've seen a lot of people, they are putting content up into Artstation, but it's not finished. And they're putting it up, they're putting it around the web, and they're asking for feedback. And now I've also noticed people trying to ask for feedback in Artstation, asking people to leave a comment. Now there are several reasons that I don't recommend that you do this. Number one, if you do put work in progress work in Artstation, it is actually diminishing your potential and your value, right? Because Artstation is supposed to be where you put your best work, or at least decent enough work that people might value in terms of quality, skill, and talent. So when you're doing work in progress images, that pops up on people, especially people who follow you. And that's like kind of going into and then if you go ask for feedback, that's kind of like going into the doctor's appointment or even a job interview. Like you go into job interview and you are doing the job interview, and then you ask for feedback, what went right, what went wrong, and then you say, I'll be back 5 minutes later with a new update and we can try again. No, you only have one chance, right? You only have one chance of first impression too. Sadly, that is how the world works. So when you put up content, you're getting noticed, but you're getting noticed for the wrong reason, at the wrong platform, in the wrong way. So that doesn't mean you cannot use Artstation, but for that I do recommend you use the blog, because the blog allows you to break down your work in progress and explain what is going on, and then ask for feedback in the blog. Then you might get followed for the right reason, that you are in fact work in progress, you're busy, you're showing some content, and people can leave you feedback in the blog. Or you can use Twitter. You can post a picture on Twitter with a little 140 characters explanation, and people can follow you because you are developing, you're making something. But don't put your piece in the portfolio area as if it's actually your best work, because it obviously isn't, because you're working in progress, right? You're asking for feedback. So the reason I wouldn't do that, if you have a portfolio and you ask me to leave a feedback, I generally don't leave a feedback, even in a blog. And that's why I don't recommend you using either of these two methods for feedback. That is because the person leaving a feedback is also responsible for leaving a feedback. So if other people notice that this person is leaving feedback everywhere, that puts that person in a position that might be favorable for them. So it looks like this asshole is going into different Artstation accounts, is leaving feedback. Like what's going on with him? So that's also something to keep in mind. You have to keep in mind the other person who's giving you the feedback as well is responsible for the feedback, and does it look appropriate for that person too, and not just beneficial for you. So that's why I recommend to be very clear and use the right platform that allows people to give you feedback. So in this case, most of you are using, I don't know, Discord, Slack, and so on. So don't store your image on Artstation or Behance for that matter, or other pages. If you need more pages, a website to know where you can promote yourself, leave a comment, and I'll make a video to show you different places that I advise you to be on. But don't store your images that are work in progress. So when you are on Discord in this case, and you leave a link, it should not be your portfolio, okay? And the worst thing I've seen is people doing that. They get feedback, they take it down, and then they upload a new one. Or they change the one they have. Now, if you change an existing one, it doesn't actually benefit you in terms of views and likes and so on. So you do have to make a new one, but that also doesn't benefit you, because over time you're like this story about crying wolf. You cry wolf 3 times and no one takes you seriously. That is the image you're creating for yourself when you're doing your own work in this context and in this way. So that's why what I say is, like, I'm not really active anymore online as much as I used to be, because it's better to be listened to when you do speak, when you do show something, when you do ask a question, rather than someone who's continuously doing it, right? It's diminishing your value, and it diminishes your ability to get the feedback you want. So consistency in terms of how often you do things, do it less actually. So when you do it, people want to help you and people want to take you seriously. So in short, don't put your work in Artstation. If you do choose to ignore my advice, please put it in the blog and make it clear people are free to leave a feedback. I still don't recommend doing it. I recommend just giving a game dev blog kind of blog instead, and not necessarily ask for feedback. And use Twitter just to show your work and that you're working on something. Then go to Discord, show the link of Twitter or the blog, and then get the feedback. Because the portfolio should have your best work. Okay? Now, again, a lot of the stuff I talk about, I am phrasing it as my opinion, but there are countless of people that I've talked to or I've seen react to these things. So do keep in mind, it is not just my opinion. This is a majority opinion in most cases. Now, please leave a comment, subscribe, ask questions. If you need different advice, different content, maybe you need help to put up your portfolio, maybe you want a portfolio review, feel free to ask me. I'm always open to help people, as you know. So please leave a comment, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm, and it helps with me getting my encouragement to keep creating content and thinking about what is the next useful thing to do. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.